Hare Krishna Prabhuji, it's not audible at all. I'm not able to hear anything.
As stated in Bhagavad Gita 1846, Yataha pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvam idam tatam swakarmanatam abhyarchya siddhim vindati manavaha. By worship of the Lord, who is the source of all the beings and who is all pervading, man can in the performance of his own duty attain perfection. Thus one can continue with his occupational duty, but if he worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as Lord Shiva herein prescribes, he attains his perfection of life. Stanusitasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. We should continue executing our occupational duties, but if we try to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead by our duties, then our lives will be perfected. So Lord Shiva explains how these prayers were originally given by Brahmaji, not only to him, but to all those devotees who were engaged in the task of creation. Because creation involves interactions and tampering and handling of material energy. And material energy is infectious. Therefore, one can only immunize himself from this material infection owing to interactions by constantly remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes, Varnashrama involves duties and services which are oriented towards service to the other components of the society. But this entire arrangement is futile if Krishna is not involved. We have to understand. Like, say, for example, a businessman is supposed to serve his clients or customers. I mean, that's all business is all about. And then if customers are happy, they will give good money back and so on. But if no Krishna is involved, what is the use of this entire arrangement? What is the use of this dutiful attitude? Therefore, the most important point is our first service is towards Krishna. Everything else follows. So basically, Varnashrama involves various components or proponents of the society contributing to others. Actually, the idea is that uh, the point of the idea is to see so the logic is this. Basically, the idea is this, that when a person is the recipient, he is receiving a service. Then because he is receiving a material service, that easily opens up his heart. Therefore, it is imperative on the person who is contributing that along with whatever material contribution, he should also offer Krishna consciousness. Introduction or nourishment or encouragement, because the other person's heart is open owing to material facilitation. And if the Krishna consciousness is not injected, the entire exercise was futile. So Varnashrama without remembrance of Krishna is just like a medicine cover with no medicine inside. So what is the use of exchanging that cover? Red cover, green cover, blue cover, yellow cover. There is no Krishna consciousness inside. That is the point. Or just like if in a surgery, the person's say some part of the body is opened up, say his stomach is opened up, and there is in a surgery, the the external skin is cut off. So the external skin is cut off and everything, but the main problem area is not removed. The operation not done. What is the use of opening and then stitching it up? So material facilitations are are just external means. The main thing should be Krishna consciousness. So therefore, the overwhelming principle is Jara deke tare kaho Krishna Upadesh. Now I may say, okay, how will people come to me? Or if I go to people, why will they stop by? So yes, then it is given, okay, so to make people come to you or you to go to people, then you take a particular role in Varnashrama. That's fine. But then if the Krishna consciousness is not exchanged or offered, then the entire setup doesn't have much meaning. Just like Srila Prabhupada. When Srila Prabhupada was a pharmacist, he was more interested in using his position to connect people to Krishna than maintaining or enhancing his position. That was Prabhupada's interest, whether it was Allahabad or it was Bombay. So Prabhupada's main interest or main enthusiasm was using all his reputation. So all his contacts, clients, Prabhupada would catch them by the hand and take them towards the temple. Even in Calcutta, after the Bombay phase, Prabhupada was more interested in collecting funds for the temple, in getting them introduced to the temple, in getting them Krishna, to take to Krishna consciousness. So whatever medicine Prabhupada was distributing, that was a means to distribute the medicine of the Krishna consciousness. That was the whole point. And this is how Varnashrama is supposed to be. Any interaction, and we have only one thing to offer, that is Krishna consciousness. The main thing to offer, the main thing to churn, the main thing to interchange, exchange should be Krishna consciousness. And that is a beautiful lesson which Lord Shiva is giving here. And Lord Shiva is churning and handing over the prayers which he received from Lord Brahma. The prayers which can immunize one from the infections of material contamination owing to material engagements. Te vayam noditah sarve praja sarge prajeshwarah anena dhvastatamasah Shishrakshamo Vividha Praja. When all the Prajapatis were ordered to create by Lord Brahma, we chanted these prayers in praise of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and became completely free from all ignorance. Thus, we were able to create different types of living entities. In this verse, we can understand that the various types of living entities were created simultaneously at the very beginning of the creation. The nonsensical Darwinian theory of evolution is not applicable here. It is not that intelligent human beings did not exist millions of years ago. On the contrary, it is understood that the most intelligent creature, Lord Brahma, was first created. Then Lord Brahma created other saintly sages like Marichi, Brigu, Atreya, Vashishta, Lord Shiva. They in turn created different types of bodies according to karma. In Srimad Bhagwatam, Lord Kapil Dev told his mother that the living entity gets a particular type of body in accordance with his work, and that this body is decided upon by higher authorities. The higher authorities as appointed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord Brahma, and all the other Prajapatis and Manus. Thus, from the beginning of the creation, it can be seen that the first creature is the most intelligent. It is not that so called modern intelligence is developed by the gradual process of evolution. As stated in the Brahma Vaivarta Purana, there is a gradual evolutionary process. But it is not the body that is evolving. All the bodily forms are already there. It is the spiritual entity or the spiritual spark within the body that is being promoted by the laws of nature under the supervision of superior authority. We can understand from this verse that from the very beginning of creation, different varieties of living entities were existing. It is not that some of them have become extinct. Everything is there. It is due to our lack of knowledge that we cannot see things in their proper perspective. In this verse, the word dvasta tamasaha is very important. For without being free of ignorance, one cannot control the creation of different types of living entities. As stated in Srimad Bhagwatam 3:31:1, Daiva Netrena, bodies are awarded under the supervision of superior powers. How can these superior powers control the evolutionary process of the living entity? If they are not free from all imperfection? The followers of the Vedic instructions cannot accept the Darwinian theory of evolution, for it is marred by imperfect knowledge. So Lord Shiva is explaining that how all the Prajapatis, they were chanting these divine prayers of remembering and offering worship to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And it is only because of these prayers and that spiritual consciousness uh, are they able to uh, create or perform the service of creation in a proper fashion. This links very much to the last paragraph. That how can a person who is himself stooped in ignorance uh, be able to offer uh, bodies in an evolutionary fashion? The person himself is not evolved. That's the point which is being explained in the last paragraph by Srila Prabhupada. That means that all these personalities are themselves evolved, and how they are evolved is by engaging in the practices of devotional service, specifically Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. In this case, so when there is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, then their service, which was given by the Lord, actually becomes Padasevanam or Dasyam. Otherwise, it will become exploitation for sense gratification. So that is the point. So interactions with material energy can become Sevanam or Dasyam when there is sufficient Shavanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. If that is not there, then it will be simply an exploitative. It will simply be an exploitation exercise of yeah exploitation of material energy for sense gratification. And then Prabhupada goes on to explain that how this Darwinian idea is uh, is a nonsensical idea owing to incomplete knowledge and obviously speculation, mode of ignorance. Because there is very prominent speculation, mode of ignorance, therefore the emphasis is on monkeys and ancestry from monkeys. Yeah, because those who are born in mode of ignorance, they were in their previous lives monkeys. So monkeys represent ignorance actually, and therefore the extraordinary emphasis on monkeys denotes that this entire speculation is done in the mode of ignorance. Yeah. So mode of ignorance means sense gratification is the gross sense gratification. Mode of ignorance means basically lurking in gross sense gratification. Is it not that? Mode of ignorance. So that is the point. So it is not the bodies which are evolving. The bodies are already there. All the bodies are already there. Facilitation is already there. Prabhupada is saying the first created being is the most intelligent being already. There is no evolution of the body. The spiritual soul is transmigrating from one body to another, up, down, down, up. So the natural cycle is uplifting the spiritual spark to a body where the consciousness is more and more. But when the spiritual spark misuses that upliftment, then he himself fixes many degraded bodies owing to his degraded desires. And when that is finished, then again in the evolution cycle, again he is pushed to slowly become a human being, so that he can exercise his priorities and desires rightly, and ascend towards the spiritual trajectories, ascend towards emancipation. So this is giving a very nice pointer of balance. Okay, how do we ensure that there is proper immunization? The point is that uh, there should be a substantial amount of engagement in hearing chanting, and remembering. Uh, so actually, the default activity of a devotee should be the Navida Bhakti. The 9 processes of devotional service should be the default and the major part of one's activity in the day. And uh, and then material dealings. Uh, so when there is a substantial major emphasis on the Navida Bhakti, then the material dealings which are done, so then if one does little bit of material dealings here and there, and that also with great caution and alertness, then it is going to be a proper immunization balance. So you see, even Brahmaji is very conscious, is very cautious. Brahmaji is not what to say of the Prajapatis. You see, Lord Brahma himself is so conscious and so cautious. He initially did tapasya for 1,000 celestial years, but every day he does tapasya for 100 celestial years. So his morning program is 100 celestial years. Every single day he does that. So he doesn't start the process of creation. Aisa nahi ki, as soon as he gets up, oh, let me first finish the creation. Let me publish the paper. Let everybody glorify. First. So he's spending good amount of time. So now we have heard that in the morning when he gets up, he's not confident to do the creation. Why is he not confident? Because he wants to first receive the blessings of the Lord. He wants to first receive the blessings of the Lord. He wants to first gather the spiritual substance. And when he gets that spiritual substance, then he becomes confident. Then he becomes confident. And we have heard that the Lord Vishnu interacts with him every single day. Lord Vishnu interacts with him every single day. We have heard that. Now, now the point is, why is Lord Vishnu interacting with him every single day? Because he is undertaking a massive responsibility of such a massive engagement, uh, or massive interaction with the material energy. To be able to create or facilitate the living entities in such a way that their spiritual journey is going to be easier. You see, actually, anywhere in the world we see anywhere in the world we see and we look around, we turn in any direction, it's not difficult to see the hand of the Lord. Is it not? It's not very difficult to see the hand of the Lord. So it is Krishna who is taking care of us from our birth, from womb to tomb. Who's taking care of us? The Supreme Lord. And the arrangement is such that it's not very difficult to relate with that. Is it not? Just like you see, many times people, they're very attached for having a son and a daughter, or son or a daughter, or both, or whatever, or various permutations, combinations. So very attached to having children. Now, why is there attachment to having children? Why is there attachment to having children? If you want to speak logically, what is the logic behind that? Why is there attachment to having children? There are already so many children in this world. Many of them are uncared for. Why is there attachment to having children? This is Brahmaji's arrangement, if you see. There's no logic in behind that, is it not? There's no logic behind that. So, uh, the there is no logic behind that. You see, it's Brahmaji's arrangement. As Brahmaji's arrangement. Why? So that every living entity is taken care of.